and welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence, and it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
And I'm Sean.
And I'm in a mood. I'm cranky.
Yeah.
I'm really crabby today.
You're not singing usually, as you
No,
usually are.
usually I'm singing. I am in a crabby ass mood, so hopefully I will not be crabby as we go to talk about our book. I'm going to drink some booze though, and that'll cheer me up.
When?
Like right now, I'm drinking booze, see?
Oh, you have booze?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know you actually poured yourself some booze.
Oh, I sure did. I'm drinking, so I'm hoping I'll feel better.
Did we do anything fun? Do we have anything to talk about? I feel like we went to...
Did we do anything last weekend? You went to some wrestling thing.
Oh, right. Actually, yeah, that's right. I did. I went to, well, it's kind of comic book related.
Sorta.
Because I went to Meltdown Comics.
Mm-hmm.
With Joe, who's my host at, a co-host of I Can Talk Kayfabe. And we went to go see podcast like combination event.
Sure.
At Meltdown Comics with Going In Raw, which is a podcast, but they're also YouTubers. And then there's also Wrestling with Regret, which it's regret spelled with a W.
Yeah.
And not WR. I've actually gotten into Wrestling with Regret pretty recently. Mm-hmm. And Joe's a big fan of Going In Raw, so kind of exciting to see these guys, just do their thing. And they reviewed a TV show called Tag Team with Jesse Ventura and Roddy Piper, and it's I can't do it justice.
Silly.
It's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, and then that was about it. Went to Meltdown. I got to kind of look around and see what's going on there.
Mm-hmm. Anything interesting?
I don't know. I ran into my buddy Stephen Kramer Glickman there. I'm gonna pick that name up later.
Sure.
He of the movie Storks.
Yes, he was in. He was also on a Disney show.
Well, he was on Big Time Rush on Nickelodeon. I don't know what Disney show is on, but I saw him and I go, "Hey man, what's going on?" He's like, "Oh, it's on a Disney show now," and I was like, "I don't know what that is," but that's awesome because it's Disney.
Yeah, no, good for you, man.
Yeah, so he's doing quite well. And he pointed out to me that they have I don't know if you've ever seen it in there. They have those a Bob's Big Boy.
Oh, like a statue?
Well, they have a statue in there, but this particular one is all zombified and stuff like that.
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
And Steven's like, yeah, I'm surprised they still have that here because I bought I bought that statue when they were selling it from Bob's Big Boy, and I made it all zombied.
Oh, what's we sold it back to them?
And you just gave it to him? I don't know.
Huh? Interesting.
And I was like, oh, I didn't know he did that. I didn't know that was a gift of Mr. Stephen Kramer Glickman, who has he has a podcast called The Nighttime Show. You should check it out. He's a wonderful man. So
yeah,
but yeah, and then well, actually, another thing that they had there, and this is something that I didn't know existed, and it looks great. I don't know if the content is good, but the people that were working on Meltdown were very excited to talk about it.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, Meltdown Comics is where the Nerdist is based out of, and it's basically
all your favorite podcasts.
A bunch of your favorite podcasts. It's a hip.
It's so hip, you guys. It's got a theater in the back.
It's this gigantic place.
And, so all sorts of they used to do the Meltdown with Jonah and Kumail.
Which, by the way,
was on Comedy Central.
It was a Comedy Central show.
Was about, that was just comics doing their shit at Meltdown.
And every time.
Which is literally the back of a comic book store.
Which it's one of which, by the way, they don't have anything on Wednesday nights anymore, which is the night that the Meltdown was on. I was looking at their calendar and they just have that night off, so it's almost in remembrance. I think. But anyways, but it's a big hip store on Sunset Boulevard. If you're in LA, definitely check it out. It's kind of cool.
Sure.
They had this big display of this. Apparently, Marvel collaborated with Black Eyed Peas. Have you heard about this?
No.
To put out a graphic novel
about the Black Eyed Peas.
Something to do with that universe.
The food or the band?
The band.
Oh.
They didn't go to Goya and we're like, Marvel and Goya finally together.
Represent a vegetable.
I'm assuming Goya or Del Monte or whoever it is that makes peas, Bird's Eye, Black Eyed Peas.
All of them make the peas. Make as in grow.
Or distribute.
I like the idea that Marvel would do a comic book about a vegetable.
It's just
just like about, and they're just like kids being like, I don't think I've ever even had a black-eyed pea.
I've never had a black-eyed too, but maybe they're good.
Yeah, I think it's more like a southern thing.
Oh, it definitely is, but I feel like I've never.
I bet they're good. I bet they're delicious.
I would love it if there was a Marvel villain that like shot
just
black-eyed peas.
Threw cans of black-eyed peas on people? He just like opens them like really slowly with his can opener that's kind of like almost seen seen better days. He's like, hold on, open.
Let me do this, guys. Let me do this.
Now you've been black-eyed peed or whatever.
I'm trying to
You've been peed. No.
You've been peed.
I've peed. No.
I'm trying to think of something funny to put.
Or maybe if he like dumps them on people, then they get two black eyes.
Or maybe he just throws the can of black-eyed peas at their face and they get black eyes. That would be the most effective
and
way.
You're like, why do you pick black-eyed peas? He's like, I just like them. Because he could pick any
because
can.
They're the cheapest ones at my store.
He could pick any can, and he just always picks the black-eyed peas.
Hey.
Maybe he gets them in bulk.
Ooh, maybe he goes to Costco.
Yeah, maybe he goes.
Or maybe he tries to crush people with one of those pallets of black-eyed peas.
Could you just see him? He like goes into Costco, he like drives down on that little forklift, just beep, 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 like all the way out. And people are in the fucking way because it's Costco and it's just a mass of humanity just tripping all over each other.
Just jerks everywhere.
Oh God! If you ever want to imagine what people would be like as ants, just go to Costco.
Yeah.
And it's just people crawling over each other.
It is not fun. But anyways,
Gross.
so they have a book though. Oh. And it's a
sorry, there was a subject we were talking about.
It's a graphic novel. It's for mature readers.
Oh. Why is Fergie's skirt too short?
I don't know. I just know that I opened up one of the pages, and there was a picture of some chick. So it's just because it's all this very like how the art's kind of like very like
stylized.
Yeah, it's like graffiti, almost like graffiti, like a graffiti kind of thing. Because it's nothing really. It's very unique, actually. It's very unique. What I think is really cool about it is that the cover is, I don't know what it is, but it looks like there's a guy on it. There's a guy on the front cover. Is like his head, like a big close up of his head, and he's kind of got like. It looks like Cyclops, but it's like a black dude, and he's got like these like a yellow visor that's shooting out like this
peas.
Yeah, shooting out peas. It's shooting out this orange fluorescent yellow, purple thing.
Okay.
The pages, like on the side, they're all gold.
Oh, that's fun.
So, like when you walk by, like it catches your eye. It's
shiny.
Very like it's a black page, black book with like that image on the cover, and
then
it's like
gold pages.
It's all gold pages.
So, are there like naked ladies?
There was a naked woman in there, but she was pixelated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
The guy.
I'm sad it's not a pea-based villain.
Pea-based villain.
It'd be Donald Trump's favorite villain if it was another kind of
pea. But no, they had a Gwar comic out.
Oh, that's fun.
I almost picked it up. I was almost like, maybe I should buy something. Maybe I should buy this, and we do a Gwar comic. But I thought against it because it's a Gwar comic.
And it's not 1997.
Shit, it's not 1990. It's not like Gwar was relevant for maybe like the mid 90s
when Jerry Springer had them on the show.
Yeah,
remember that
or whatever. I mean, they
got eaten on stage.
Yeah, he did. One of the main guy, Odorous, is dead.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, I don't even know if they put out albums anymore. I'm assuming they do.
Didn't they have like a lady lead singer for a while?
They did, actually. That's right. Yeah, she replaced Odorous, and she was there, and I think she's already gone.
I think so too.
I think something happened where I was like, it was one of those things where like you read a passing article about like Gwar's having problems. Like, all right.
You're like, I was not aware Gwar was still a thing, but cool.
It's like Gwar. Yeah, I guess Gwar's having problems. I mean, it's Gwar.
Yeah, I would assume so. I mean,
they ran out. What kind of problems did they have? And they
ran out of foam.
Ran out of paint or fake blood or whatever
blood.
It is,
whatever that thing is that eats people on stage. They lost it.
They couldn't find it. They're the payments on that are delinquent and they can't get it out of the storage unit.
How many payments do you think were on like the Dune worm that they had on
Well,
stage?
it was probably a big. They probably purchased it back in the 80s.
Like a 30-year mortgage on that thing.
They probably purchased it back.
Like we live in it too.
They probably purchased it back in the 80s. So it's a lot of.
I mean, that's an investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but they're
$88 a month delinquents. I mean, I'm assuming back in the 80s shit was cheap like that.
Right, but they had to do a lot of gigs to get that money.
That $88.
The $88,
Oh,
you know.
that's true. It doesn't work if you're...
That's like $8 from every member of GWAR, because there's like 11 members of GWAR.
Yes, that is true.
You know? So, yeah.
It's hard when you're trying to like scrounge for beer money and dune worm money.
Dune worm money. It's like, save our dune.
Save our worm.
They have a little jar by their merch. It's like, save our dune.
Save our wormy.
I will say Scumdogs of the Universe is a pretty good album. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that album.
Yeah.
I like Sick of You and Slaughterama.
I appreciate that.
Slaughterama. Have you ever heard Slaughterama?
No.
I think you would enjoy Slaughterama.
Sounds like something I'd enjoy.
Because it's basically just like a big silly parody of a song. And anytime for Raven's podcast that I produce for Podcast One, he does these openings, these long drawn out intros, and they kind of remind me of Slaughterama. All right, let's take our break. We'll come back with our book after the break.
My name is Raven, professional wrestling superstar, raconteur extraordinaire, and master of the lambada, the forbidden dance. Come join me and my sidekick Busby for a live podcast of The Raven Effect. Yes, sirree, The Raven Effect, my podcast with Busby. That's live on Thursday, October 5th at 9:30 as part of the LA Podcast Festival Preview Night at the Hollywood Improv. Come join us for this most momentous occasion. Tickets are just $15. That's it? I think we should charge more. Anyway, they're available at hollywood.improv.com. hollywood.improv.com. Again, it's the Raven Effect live. Easy for you to say. At the Hollywood Improv on Thursday, October 5th at 9:30 p.m. Go to hollywood.improv.com for tickets and a free cookie. What, there's no free cookie? Oh, well, quote the Raven, nevermore.
All right, we're back here on Worst Collection Ever here with our book for this week. It is something neither of us are very familiar with.
No.
I don't think anybody's really familiar with this book.
Yeah, I didn't even know this was a book.
And if you say you are, I don't believe you. It is Sovereign 7, number 17, from December 1996.
Yeah.
So basically, the cover, it's a DC book.
Yeah,
by
from
the way.
DC.
We should probably... That's the thing we never say.
I think a lot of times it's kind of obvious to people, especially to people who are into comics.
Yeah.
We're like, talking about Iron Man. I mean, but when we're talking about something like this, like, who the fuck are these people?
Right. And the thing about this book is that Sovereign 7 was, and I'm going to fuck up that word a lot.
Oh, I'm sure we're both going to fuck it up, especially because I've been drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So things are going to get weird.
Sovereign 7 was created and written by Chris Claremont, who is known for his work on X-Men, and he's known for just being a very prolific comic book writer.
Okay.
And this was like his brand new team. Like, these are brand new characters.
Yeah.
The DC universe, and DC was like, Chris Claremont's here. Great. Why don't you, why don't you have this? Or why don't you
have these people?
Well, I think he's like, create us something great. And he's like, okay, fine, here you go.
He's like, I'll create you something mediocre.
I'll create you something that's going to get canceled after like a year.
Yeah, no one will ever read this.
Or actually, this is number 17, so it's already past a year.
Yeah, Jen will buy this because she found it in that box, the bug, because she's confused by the cover.
Well, the cover.
I think that was the entire intention.
Well, that's the whole intention. And so the cover basically says, it says Cascade.
Trademark.
Yeah,
There's a fucking trademark.
Yeah, don't take Cascade.
Yeah.
Don't confuse.
I think the dishwashing liquid would like fight this comic.
Uh-huh. Yeah, DC. I don't know if DC's ready for that fight.
No one's ready for that fight.
Cascade should know you can't fool a telepath. And the cover has
a long vagina lady.
Yes. Oh yeah. Wow. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a long vagina.
That's a long, skinny vagina. There's like no crotch.
No, this is.
Where's a crotch?
There, but not only that, but like, why is it so long? Like, this is back, obviously when the very long thighs of the 90s, and the very long vaginas. Uh-huh. So like, they would start the crotch, but then the hips would go up about 2 feet.
Yeah.
So you just have this very long, thin vagina all the way up.
The thing is like she doesn't like have like any space between her legs. Like it's just the way that not in a way like
Yeah, it's not like she's got big fat thighs or anything. She's
Right.
just got-
It's just the way that it's drawn. It's just like, how does anything...
How does that work?
How do you life?
How do you life?
How do you life with that?
I don't know. Maybe she doesn't fuck.
Well, she's a telepath. I don't know. Maybe she's one of the special telepaths that don't have sex. I mean, I don't know anything about the universe.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
this is
the
Sovereign
thing.
Sovereign Seven.
I found it in the box when we were at the Bug of all those like mail order comics.
Right.
So I saw this and I was like, okay, so we've got this telepath lady who's kind of dressed like barbed wire.
I'd say more like Black Canary.
Okay, Black Canary.
She got like a cropped hair.
She's got cropped blonde hair, and she's wearing a fishnet body stocking, and then like a bathing suit with her long vagina that doesn't have shoulders, but it has gloves.
Yeah.
Like shoulder length gloves. And she has a belt because it's the 90s. She only has one belt. So she's standing over this other woman who has kind of like a mullet, but then a braid.
She has like one of those long braided, and that's Cascade.
That's Cascade, who's like, but Cascade's butt ass naked, like clutching what I originally thought was like a robot, but apparently it's her armor.
Right.
And she's like holding it to her to like cover her nudity and just like crying.
She looks very sad.
And that she's like in an alley, I guess.
And that's the cover of the book.
That's the cover of the fucking book, and you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, how does
why is she naked? Why is she holding a robot, or what I thought was a robot?
this robot will cover my nudity?
I was more excited when I thought it was a robot. When I found it was her armor, I was very disappointed.
So we start off with the sunrise.
In the beginning. God created the heavens and the earth, blah, 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 blah.
Whatever.
And then, like, it's just like, let there be light. What does it say here? It's like, let there be light. And God saw the light, and it was good. And then all of a sudden, we get a picture of the whole fucking team, because there's about 9,000 people on it.
Yeah, it's like...
And it says, it was the moment the whole world had been praying for, the moment many here in the town of Crossroads feared would never come again.
Town of Crossroads?
That's what it says.
Oh, is this the town where, in that Britney Spears movie?
Yes.
That was the name of a town?
Yes.
That's why the movie was called that?
Yeah, and then it says, the first sunrise after what was very nearly humanity's final night. So apparently the team here has like saved this town and Britney Spears and allowed her to make a stupid movie that nobody liked, but I saw in the theater, just FYI.
Oh, yeah.
I went with my friend Shannon because I made her go see Daredevil.
Oh.
So
Woof.
did that come before or after? I don't know.
Daredevil came out 2003, but Crossroads is like 2001-ish?
Oh, maybe I made her go see Daredevil because she made me see
2002?
Crossroads. It worked like that for a while.
Yeah.
And then we started seeing like arty movies and they were terrible. So then we just saw Michael Bay movies for a long time.
Yeah.
We were like, at least shit blows up in these. So there are, I don't know, a fuck ton of people on this team.
Well, there's 7 of them.
There's more than 7 people here.
Well, but not all of them are on the team.
Then why am I looking at all of these people?
I don't know.
Why are they even here?
I don't know. There's
1, 2, 3,
well, I think,
4,
so
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 15 people in this splashy page thing.
Okay, let's do it.
Plus a cat.
Ooh.
And a dog.
And a dog.
A wolf? Whatever.
So you have...
Do the kids count? I don't think the kids count.
So you have... Here, I'm just going to read off all these names because I don't know if any
And none of them matter.
And none of them matter!
Yeah.
So you got, from left to right, you have Cruiser. So I'm assuming he's in the group because he's wearing a...
Well, his name is Cruiser.
He's wearing a barf-looking suit.
I would assume his name...
That's an ugly suit. That's
He's
basically wearing the colors of the Cleveland Browns, which...
It looks like the 70s threw up on him.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect. Like, I'm not trying to disrespect the Cleveland Browns.
Yes, you are.
Well, look, if you feel slighted by the Cleveland Browns and you want to at me about the Bills, go ahead, because if that makes you feel better. But I'm just saying, it's basically the Cleveland Brown colors.
I like how you had to think about that. You were like, am I disrespecting the Cleveland Browns? You know what?
Well, because I'm comparing this barf-looking suit that this guy's wearing. He's like, I'm going to wear orange and brown. And I'm going to call myself Cruiser, and I'm going to sit by a tree.
Yeah, you know what he's doing? He's doing the senior picture pose.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a senior photo?
Yes, because that's the picture.
Even though none of these, even though there's like a 5-year-old, like a 3-year-old boy in it.
Yeah.
Are they senior as well?
This
and a
is
dog?
when you go to get your senior pictures taken and they take you out to like wherever they've picked and they're like, here's a fake tree. Sit on it with one knee up and put your elbow on your knee. That's the pose he's doing.
Can I go back in time and have Ron Lim, who's the artist here,
Draw
my seen your picture,
Which is also your Twitter picture.
my Twitter handle, my Twitter picture into this.
Yes.
Like just have me in the background, just being like sitting there and be like, because just put my whole class in there. Just put me.
Yeah, I mean,
You know.
how big was your class? Not that big, right?
No, I had like 2 people in it.
Yeah. Yes, there were 2
It was
people.
me.
In your
It was me and
class.
Benny.
You had way less than I did. I had like 500 something.
Oh, I had like a fifth of
Motherfuckers.
that.
Yeah, you guys didn't have that many.
I didn't have anybody. We didn't have anybody in our school. We had like 2 people.
No, we had everybody.
We had 2 people. So okay. Anyway, so we got Sheriff. Okay, I'm just gonna read all these people because I just want to read these names. I like
Go
reading
ahead.
names. Sheriff Molly Savoy.
I don't think she's on the team.
Well, she's not. She's a sheriff.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Then you have a guy in the background with a ponytail, like
That guy looks mad.
like a Hardy Boys ponytail. He looks jacked. He's got a
And he looks really mad.
he's got a
like,
90s
goatee.
goatee. His name is Groyd.
Groin.
Well, it's okay. What does this look like to you? It looks like Groyd. Groyd.
I think it's supposed to be Grady. G-R-A.
No, but the D's not in the right space.
No.
Groyd.
I think Groin. Groin.
Groin.
Groin.
So you got Groin. I don't know if he's on the team. I don't know what his power would be.
Maybe making that woman's vagina like a normal size.
Oh, okay. That's the thing. He's like, I'm here to
It's
make
like, I'm here to fix groins.
I'm here to fix groin. No, I'm not worried about the actual job. I'm just here to fix the groin. There's another guy called Vag that's coming later to help you out. It's a special team. That's Sovereign. That's Sovereign 14. That's like Sovereign 8 through 14.
Oh.
That's the rest.
So that was like Sovereign Triple X.
yeah.
We're gonna start fixing vages and groins.
Sovereign XXX, which is like ooh, oh, that's like an algebra problem.
It's an Axel Braun parody.
Oh, I like
of
that.
This.
This is Axel Brown's X project. Okay. Anyways, you have Toby Marin, who is
Just a blonde guy.
just a blonde motherfucker. You have Danae,
She's not. She's just
who's
there.
just some
She's just wearing a
redhead.
turtleneck.
Rampart, who I think is on the team.
He
because
has to
looks-
be. He's wearing armor.
He's wearing armor. Violet Jones, who looks like a one of those those captive wives.
Yeah. You know what? She really does. She looks like one of those fundamentalist ladies with the weird like hair and the dresses. and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
We have Cascade.
Yeah. That's
That's our girl Cascade. We have Pansy Smith.
I don't think she's anything.
She's just a redhead
She could be something.
wearing a jacket with a midriff, and she's holding a cat.
The cat's name is Lucy.
The cat's name is Lucy.
Which I appreciate them giving the cat a name.
And then kneeling at her feet is,
Another senior picture.
it looks like it says Mitch, but
That
it's
could be
clearly
Mitch.
a blonde chick, and the dog's name
right.
is Jack.
What if her last name's Mitch?
Oh, yeah,
Or
Diane
just
Mitch.
her name's Mitch.
Then you have Finale.
I knew a girl named Michael once.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, so that could be Mitch.
Then you have Finale.
I don't
who's-
get Finale, by the way, because I'm trying to figure out what the fuck all this shit is on.
That's like a dragon. She has like a dragon.
Is that a dragon?
It's a girl with a dragon tattoo, but it looks like she has parts of her brain and her body meat coming out of this black leotard.
honestly-
because she's kind of like she's covered entirely in this black leotard, like
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
but she's got like these like.
Just in a couple
art.
places. Just in a couple. I honestly was thinking it was some sort of seaweed.
I don't
Or
think she
like
has-
a moss that had like grown on her, like she's a tree or something.
She also has the same vagina problem as this other woman.
So does Cascade.
Oh, they all have it.
They've all weird vagina
Except for this woman in
problems.
the mom jeans.
Yep, see, that's the thing. Mom jeans all day.
Yeah.
You gotta wear them because then your vagina gets all weird.
You have Casey Rassendil.
She's holding like an axe.
She's holding a giant, like a sword.
Sword,
But she's
so-
dressed. But she's wearing. But she's dressed like a
She's gonna go
friggin'
get a latte.
like she's in like.
She's gonna get a latte. That's a latte
she's auditioning.
outfit.
She's auditioning. Yeah, she's auditioning for growing pains. And then in the background, you have the confusing one. You have this big guy named Reflex.
And he's obviously on the team. Dude has the best hair.
He has the best hair, but he has the
It's-
smallest head for the best
And
hair.
look at the tiny eyes.
tiny eyes, but he is massive.
Oh yeah.
He's like Hulk size.
Yeah, he takes up the whole page.
He takes up the whole page, and then for some reason he has
There's these two fucking kids.
He has 2 kids named Luke, John, and Ricky climbing on him.
I'm assuming they're not on the team. Here's all these people, and I don't even think these are all the people.
And then we turn to the next page.
Hold on. I'm gonna go-
Oh, there's more? Did I miss
No, I'm just saying. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who we know of 6, probably, right? Who we know for sure are on the team.
Oh, we're missing like 2 more.
Just based. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe her?
Well, she's holding a sword.
So yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, who's on this team? I don't even know.
Because in the next page, you don't even see them again.
No, in the next page, you're like, so apparently, like, Cascade her power is that she can, quote, cascade. She's really just a teleporter.
So basically her power...
She's like Nightcrawler.
She's like Nightcrawler.
Except she doesn't have to, like, she just jumps, she can jump dimensions, she can do all sorts of stuff.
But the way she doesn't bamf.
No.
What she does is she like...
cascades.
Her body, like, spills out into something.
Yeah, it's really...
Like her mat or whatever. It looks like dishwashing liquid.
Yeah, it's gross.
And then she just goes...
They were like, we'll give you money, make up a thing. And then he's like, what am I gonna... Oh, cascade. He's like in his kitchen. He's like, cascade. Good idea.
Then he looks at down at his pants. He's like, groin. Then we have...
And he's just he's like, oh man, I can't wait for the season finale. Finale? Good idea.
And then he looked at his record collection and he looked at his Duran Duran best hits and he was like, the reflex.
Pretty much.
And then that's how he came up with the names.
Yeah.
That's a good job, Chris Claremont. I hope people
you use your environment.
I hope everybody treats this as highly as they treat your X-Men work. Anyway, so I don't know. Okay, this is the thing.
I don't really know what's happening. She's cascading.
Now we read this.
Yeah, we still don't know.
You and I both read this.
I don't know what the fuck's happening. So she's cascading, and she gets to some I think it's like an outcropping of rock where there's like a pirate civilization or stronghold.
It's like some sort of outpost or something with like random like humans and like people
it's just basically it's like we're outlaw. There's no law here, right? So she goes there and like something's wrong with her powers because now she can't cascade away from this place. So she's gonna like try to hide and like sneak out another way.
Yeah.
So she like gets a cape.
She's having this something happen where she's trying to find her.
She used to be friends with with Long Vagina.
With Long Vagina, I think her name was Network.
Yeah.
So she's named after
she's named after the internet.
She's named after that Oscar-winning movie where she's like, I'm not going to take it, neither or whatever. I'm mad as hell.
We've seen that.
We did see it.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a very good movie.
It's also just like you watch it and you go, oh, it's today.
Oh yeah, it's right now.
And you get really, really sad because you realize like how fucked we are.
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh, shit is awful.
I just realized how full your glass is full of booze.
I'm drinking this whole fucking thing. Are you kidding? This is number 2. So she's looking for Network / Long Vagina, and
so she's hiding out, right?
She's
so
hiding
Cascade's
out because
hiding out.
Obviously she's like dressed in this armor and stuff, and she doesn't want people to see her. So she like puts on a cape, but
these guards.
That's the thing. I don't get it. There's like no law here.
Yeah, because it's like Mos Eisley, basically.
Yeah, but there's still guards. I guess there's like kind of like the heavy.
Well,
runs the place.
Well,
right?
there's a crime lord called like the Shogun.
Yeah, so these people I'm assuming work for this crime lord.
Work for the Shogun, and
so they're like, oh, we're after you because I guess we know you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah, they're trying to get after her, and these guys are basically carrying those like stun sticks from Demolition Man.
Yeah,
and she starts, and she can't
cascade, so she's got to fight them, and then she jumps on top of the train.
Yeah, there's a big action sequence.
There's a whammo, like really big whammo.
She's jumping on top of big whammo. She's jumping on the train.
She jumps on top of the train, and like there's a guy. Dudes in the face. There's a guy who follows her up there, and she almost lets him fall off. But I guess she's like, "I'm not my mother," because I guess her mom's like a demon or something.
Her mom's name was Matrice or Mattress or whatever.
Mattress. Yeah, but I guess her mom was like a killer. So she's like, I'm not the killer. My mom was the killer.
Or maybe her mom was just shitty.
Yeah, she says something. Basically, she's got mommy issues.
Yeah.
She's just like, I'm not my mom. I'm going to save this guy. And I'm going to tell him not to like get his head knocked off by the tunnel. And I'm going to let him not fall off. But of course, by doing that, I'm going to get myself fucked.
Because, it was basically...
Because he's like, sorry, can't let you go. So she falls.
She falls and she gets out of this tunnel and she's trying to run away, and
but who shows up but Long Vagina? And for some reason, she like cascades
out of her armor,
but just out of her armor, and just as now she's naked,
like on the cover.
But like when she cascades, it kind of looks like just like you can't do that on television slime.
Well, what is that? This is Cascade. This is like the dishwashing liquid.
That's exactly.
That's why it's like she's called Cascade because
because her
armor's a dishwasher.
She's like, I am constantly clean. That spin cycle must be weird.
Probably has like...
Dishwashers don't have spin cycles.
Does she have to rinse herself off in the sink before she puts her armor on?
Yes, just to make sure there's no big chunks stuck to her.
It's like, oh, guys, I got some chunks. I gotta...
She's like, I don't want any of this food to get stuck on
Guys,
me.
I don't know if Chris Claremont's thought this thing through. Anyway, so this...
I'm not properly rinsed. I can't put my clothes on.
Just all that spaghetti sauce is sticking to me. It's gross.
It's really bad on Thanksgiving.
Oh, it's the worst. It's the worst.
I bet she loves those little packets. You think she just like goes in the shower and throws a little like dishwasher packets? Did you think she has to wash herself with like dishwashing liquid?
Well, she has to get in her suit is a dishwasher, so she has a packet thing.
So she's doing like a pre-rinse.
Yeah.
I see.
She's constantly being washed.
Yeah, she's always clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, look, she came out of the thing. She's naked. She's clean. There she goes.
Yeah, she's very naked. Also, I'm a little uncomfortable with this.
Oh, why?
Because Cascade is a woman of color.
Uh-huh.
We've got a white lady literally standing like on her. She has a foot on her.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
That's upsetting. There's a little bit more upsetting shit later.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I don't know if that was the best choice of image in this book.
No, they probably should have thought. Again, I don't think this was thought through. So now we go to an airport in Meridian.
Are we in an airport?
It says Meridian International Airport, which is where I think
How the fuck is
it's
that
an
an
island
airport?
nation. I think. Okay, so I think.
Because that just looks like an evil layer.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think here. So Meridian is where they're headed, I think, or where
They're headed for that. No, you're right. It is called Meridian. It's
Right.
like a big giant like rock.
Right. It's an ocean nation.
Because they mention it later. They're like, oh, it's like taller than Mount Everest if you measure it from the bottom of the seafloor or whatever.
Woof.
Because they talk about that later.
So basically, they're who is this dude?
I don't even know. I don't even know who the fuck's
Is that
lady.
Groin?
Sure.
Because it's like
Who's that lady?
a security alert has been issued for the island, and it's like these two people that are working at this airport, and they're talking about how
Yeah, that might be Groin because he has a goatee,
yeah.
but he's got like a hood thing, so if he has a ponytail, you can't see it. And then there's that. See, is that redhead? Because that's that lady with the short hair.
Well, then why is she holding the sword here? I don't know.
No. Go back. If you go back, it's the redheaded lady who's standing by Groin.
Oh, this chick. Oh,
Do you
Danae.
think?
Groin and Danae
Maybe.
are talking about how I guess there's a typhoon coming, and
Of course there is.
I guess they don't want anything coming in
What, the typhoon?
to the island or something because they're watching
Oh.
the radar.
Okay.
And
And there also is there's a plane that looks a lot like the X-Men plane,
the Blackbird.
the Blackbird, but it's not. It's being flown by Lady Blackhawk.
With Lady Blackhawk, yeah, for once. Okay, this is the thing.
You're just like, oh hey, fuck, it's Lady Blackhawk.
hey,
Like,
it's somebody I know.
is she part of this team, or is this just a cameo? Like, what is she even doing here? I don't know.
Well, first of all, that's a random ass thing.
And not only that, but like if you put Lady Blackhawk in here too, and then if everybody in that picture is part of this team, there's way more than 7.
it's like Sovereign 80. It totally is. I'm assuming the rest of the Sovereign team. So you got so here's Shit Boy,
Shit boy.
or whatever his.
Oh, that's right. So what happens is it's Shit Boy, or the guy who loves the Cleveland Browns.
Cruiser.
Who's this chick? Because
The-
I was really confused. I honestly thought this was Cascade.
Cruiser,
But
and
it's not. No,
then-
I think it's the chick who looks like the fundamentalist wife.
I think she's I think she's
It's
Sheriff
her.
Savoy.
Yes. This
No,
one.
Sheriff Savoy, because she talks to her. Because
oh.
Finale calls her Sheriff Savoy.
Yes, and then there's
So apparently
that.
she's a part of the team. And then who's this guy?
Oh, he's in the back. He's that guy.
Rampart.
He's Rampart.
Rampart.
So they're like, hey, we can't like get you closer because they're tracking everybody on radar. You're going to have to jump out of this plane and we're going to do like weird telepath flying things to make sure you get there safely.
Well, because Rampart
And they're-
apparently, I think, creates he's kind of like a mental Green Lantern thing.
Yeah.
You can create some sort of construct for them to fly on.
Yeah.
And and I guess also here, this Sheriff Savoy, who is apparently a part of this team, or she's just hanging out with them. I
Everyone
think.
is part of this team.
She's hanging out with them, and I guess they took.
I'm on this team.
Network
Did you know that?
Oh, you are?
Yeah. I'm a member of this team.
Are you booze drinker?
I'm chair.
Chair?
I just looked at a chair. That's how I got my name.
I thought you were looking at your booze.
I could also be booze drinker.
I'm tequila.
I'm booze drinker, and it's just like me falling out of a plane, being like,
While drinking?
Oh, I have one of those fun like the hats that have the straws.
I'd love it if
and
somebody
the
drew
beer
you back
cans.
here. Like just a little tiny, like,
With me in one of those hats that has like the
Yeah.
beer can. Yeah, that's me.
but with 2 tequila bottles on top of it.
Yes, and I'm just falling to my death while drinking. I mean, there's really no better way to go.
No, why
You're
not?
drinking and it'll go quick.
And you're in the DC universe.
Yeah, what the fuck? Why am I not in the DC universe?
Maybe if you go,
Cool Up is in the
maybe if
DC
if you end up like having a bad fall, maybe you'll end up in Gotham, like on the TV show, and you could be on the show.
Oh, I'm positive I could be.
Which, by the way, we did watch the season premiere.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. Can we just say? I'm sorry. We have to take a break from this. To talk about Gotham. Can we just talk about how the biggest problem in Gotham is fucking Jim Gordon?
Yes.
Not like fucking him, but like Jim Gordon is the big.
Well, it could also
that
be
would
fucking Jim
also
Gordon.
be a huge problem. Don't do that.
As you can tell from
If you fuck Jim Gordon, you will die. That is a guarantee.
Barbara's dead.
Lee, who the fuck knows what happened to Lee?
A lot of bad shit happened to her.
And what
Her
about,
husband, Jim Gordon fucking shot her husband because he thought he was crazy.
What about she's supposed to be like related to Vicky Vale. What was Valerie? Is that her name? Do you remember that?
Oh, the Asian girl?
Yeah, where they had that like dinner and he was like, I don't love whoever, and she got stabbed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she fucked Jim, and look what happened to her.
You know what? The only woman that's alive is the lady.
Which one?
The boss lady.
Oh, the lady. That chick's fucking cool. Because she didn't fuck Jim Gordon.
Yeah, that's right, because she don't got time for that. She's wearing a suit.
Damn straight. She's like, I'm not having sex with you. I have a cool suit. That, honestly, if I could get like a sweet menswear suit, I'd like wear nothing else. I'd be so fucking cool. I'd be like, look at me, I'm awesome. But like, so Jim, this whole premiere was about who had and did not have proper paperwork.
That's right.
That's what it was about, because they were like getting licenses to like commit crime from like the Penguin was issuing them.
The Penguin was
putting
issuing
regulation on crime.
And that's how apparently he was able to lessen crime by issuing crime.
By issuing licenses to commit crime. And for some reason, criminals who want to commit crime was like, I guess I can't crime because I need a license?
Because I need to go to the office of crime. And I need to get the papers, and they're not open when I'm up. And
I just don't even understand how that works.
It's like the DMV.
Yeah, but like, if you're a criminal, why are you even paying
You have to get your crime license.
And eventually, there are some criminals who are like, no.
As they should, because
Because
fuck
they're
papers.
Like, fuck this. But Jim is like, I'm going to prove that the Penguin can't control crime by releasing these guys into a crowded club to have them murder. I'm like, what is wrong with you? You are the police. I don't know. Jim's the worst. He really is the worst.
This series has to end because
the
it's going.
The entire reason that Gotham is a shithole is because Jim Gordon is there.
It's been worse. It was shitty before.
It's worse now.
It's worse now.
Also, Jim Gordon kills everybody.
Jim Gordon kills everybody.
I'm going to do I swear to God, I'm going to rewatch the entire thing. I'm going to count how many people he kills. It has to be over 50 at this point.
Oh, there's way more. I feel like it's got to be more than that. if you kind of put the...
Way more than any of the criminals.
Yeah.
Jim Gordon is the worst.
Jim Gordon, the series, Gotham, needs to end with him dying.
Oh, man.
And then just needs to be a scroll and to say...
Jim Gordon went back to his home planet.
Jim Gordon went back to his home planet and became the commissioner there. The end.
He got sucked into a universe where he could
Because I hope the end of the series, which will be probably the season, because
we say that every season. This is the 4th season.
It's the fourth. It's fourth, right? Okay.
The 4th season of Gotham.
I hope what happens is
the 4th season of Gotham.
I hope the ending of the series is he's about to be murdered by everybody in Gotham. And as he's about to be murdered, he goes into like a wormhole somehow, and it's like some
and he gets a mustache.
And he gets a mustache. He goes into like the paradise place where like Superboy Prime was and shit.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And he's when like Alexander Luthor and shit for Crisis, and they're like, hey, glad you made it. Here's your mustache, and I'll go over if you might need to
Also, stop murdering.
If you just tell us you're not going to murder anymore, and we'll put you into this other universe
where you can do good.
You'll do good. And he's like, okay. And that's how Jim Gordon becomes Jim Gordon and Earth. Detective Jim Gordon. The
Jim Gordon we know.
We know, not
the crazy maniac who murders.
This is a very Jeff Johns thing, because it involves
that's true
things like teleportation and time travel and universes and shit. He's probably listening to this getting hard. Oh my god, I gotta write this down.
Do you think that's the trick? If you're trying to fuck Jeff Johns, all you have to do is teleportation, and all of a sudden it's boing.
I'm certain that's what when a DC staffer has a bachelor party, they just hire a chick
to read about
to read various notes that that the DC guys wrote about time travel, and all the guys just sit there and just go, yeah, and then that's the party, and they're like, that was the best party ever. It's but I didn't take my clothes off. It's you didn't have to.
Yeah,
we talked about time travel and fucking up universes.
Easiest $1,500 I ever made.
Oh, they're more than $1,500. The DC bachelor party budget is at least
10,000. All right,
as you can tell, we're not really paying attention to this book because
this book is stupid.
It is dumb. So these guys jump out of the plane.
They jump out of the plane. Nobody cares.
They're flying down. Oh, they got their.
They have space helmets on, basically.
Well, they're pretty much jumping from the top of the earth.
And so they're jumping, and what's his name is I don't like heights, and they're don't worry about it. You'll just fall in the water.
Yeah, I know. I'm even concerned about his having a small head and giant body.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about his giant body because that would just crater shit. So then we cut to Cascade, who is now a slave.
Yeah.
Which, again, this is why I'm really uncomfortable with this book. And she's kind of dressed basically think sexy Princess Leia, but just with the
Well, not even that. She's just like sexy Wonder Woman.
Well, she's got a see-through dress, and she's got really thin chains that's a necklace chain that I'm sure you could break.
Uh-huh.
And then there's this bitch.
That's Shogun. Or she's Donna. Okay, no, she has a name. Donna Ephemelia Hanro.
So basically,
I rule Shogun. Shogun rules Meridian.
So she rules Meridian. She is the head bitch in charge.
Yeah.
Which good for her, but apparently the way she's
a lot of lady energy here.
But the way she's decided to be head bitch in charge is to take women as her sex slaves. Because I'm assuming that's what's going to happen.
No, I don't know.
What else is going to happen? She ends up in a bedroom and she's dressed everything is see-through. And she talks about how I have other slaves and are more beautiful. And she also hangs out with
you have spirit, I will enjoy taming it.
Yeah, she wants to fuck her. And now, so she's just a rapey lesbian. Which, that's not good.
No.
And then she also hangs out with C-3PO if C-3PO had tits.
She's hanging out with basically a Mazo with tits.
Yeah, it's just gold.
The golden Amazo android with tits. And then
she's okay, so time to tame it. And then the golden Amazo, who I'm assuming has a name, she's well, I'll show you. And so she touches Cascade and Network, because Network's hey, boss lady, look what I brought you. And they all go gold, so they all look like Oscar statues. And then all of a sudden, Cascade's mom shows up.
And her mom's name is Mattress.
And Mattress is here, but
or Matrice. I couldn't
it's figure out
Matrice.
If this was supposed to be a hallucination or if this actually happened.
It's a hallucination, but for some reason it's physically manifested.
Sure.
So they can actually because at one point
Cascade's back in her armor all of a sudden. So I guess it's a shared hallucination.
And her mother, Matrice, looks like oh god, what does she look like? She looks like a Thor villain with this giant, Heimdall with this spiky headgear.
Yeah, she's got the horns and stuff. I mean,
giant shoulder pads.
Think Ares at the end of Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah.
But a chick.
Yeah.
And that's real.
That's gigantic. That's it. Tall monster.
That's it.
Thing, yeah.
Hey, here I am. I'm a big fucking. I got horns. I just assume now that all villains have to have horns. Big fucking stupid horns, a spiky mohawk. Everybody's got fucking horn.
So Patrice is there to save Cascade, her daughter, and Cascade's like, no, I
She's
want
like,
to be
no,
a
I
dishwasher.
disavow you.
Blah, blah, blah. I mean,
Fuck
her,
you,
her mom looked like a
Mom.
maniac.
Fuck you, Mom, basically.
Fuck you, Mom. And then...
This is me when I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
This is because my mom and I did not get along.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. That my mom and I didn't get along when I was younger because we're too much alike.
Yeah.
We get along now, but back then, not so much. So they yell at each other and they fight.
They yell at each other and they tussle, and then Matrice is like, fine, fuck you, I'm going to go away.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have to deal with me later, or I'll deal with you later. Yeah. Just, but I'm going to come back for some vengeance, and you just do whatever.
I'm going to come back for vengeance.
And then, so now So
now we're at Meridian.
Now they're at Meridian.
This is where we get it's so tall, it's a big rock in the middle of the ocean. Nobody cares.
It's straddles the intersection and the equator and the international date line.
That's right. So it's like morning, it's like one day and then the next day and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, you know what? Shut up. None of this is fun.
Man, how do you set your iPhone to that?
You don't. Like, what happens? Like,
Just
if you're on one
ocean.
side, does your iPhone, like, update? And then you walk to the other one that's
Yeah, it's got to suck.
No.
And so the typhoon's coming in, and...
Also, it's such bullshit because we manufactured that. That's not a real thing. Like,
iPhones?
No, yes, iPhones are real. But I mean, like, the international date line. Like, we decided where it is. Humans decided where it was. It's not like a natural phenomenon. We're just like, you know what? It's here. We could have gone around this. Yeah.
So they land, and...
Yeah, I don't even know what happens here. They land, and they fight someone. How many of them are there right now? Like 9?
There's 5.
Okay, 5.
So you got Finale. Yeah, so it's Rampart, Finale, Reflex...
The Reflex.
Cruiser, and the Sheriff.
Yeah.
Which is just a bunch of... Who the fuck? Why is the Sheriff's like, my son? And she's like, let's go find my son.
Yeah, that's right. There's something about a kid.
There's a missing kid.
Like, they need another fucking kid. They've already got, like, 4.
Yeah, no, just take one of those kids that were from before.
They were, like, climbing all over that guy.
Just grab one of them.
Okay,
like,
and then, so this part I don't get at all. Okay, so Cascade wakes up tied to a bed, by the way, looking so sexy and very thin. Has no internal organs.
As I say, yeah, where's her body?
Yeah, no body. So she wakes up and she's like, no, Mom, no, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden there's this dude.
Well, this is that woman's son.
Oh, is that who this fucker is?
Because she goes, my son, in the previous one, my son, his name is, hang on, I think it's Conal?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Conal. Yeah, my son's name is Conal O'Brien.
Oh, Conan O'Brien?
Conal.
Conan O'Brien?
Conal.
I know.
Ice cream Conal O'Brien. So, and for some reason,
you know what I'd love to do? I would love to print pictures of Conan's face and just like tape it over this guy's face.
So here's the thing, though. So she's in this room with this guy. So
and this guy's there too. And apparently, he's also a slave, dressed like Aladdin.
Yeah.
By the way, completely dressed like Aladdin. And he's like, "Hey, Cascade, how's it going?" And she's like, "Oh, hey, Conal." Like, not surprised to see somebody she knows.
Also,
who apparently has been missing.
Also, so this is the guy, that sheriff's son.
Yeah.
He looks like he's like 25.
Maybe she's a lot older than she looks.
I guess she certainly looks the same age.
She definitely has 90s eyebrows. They're very thin.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you noticed that on the other page.
Well, her son has
This is back when eyebrows were very thin. In the 90s.
Back in the 90s, I had very thin eyebrows.
Oh, man, I've got pictures of me with, like, pencil-thin eyebrows, because that was very, very in back in the... And you know...
Isn't that in now?
Not as much. It's a little bit thicker, thank God, because, my God, they're thin. I gotta find that picture.
Wow.
I'll show it to you. It makes me look like an old, crazy woman. Who is just like, this is what eyebrows look like.
Who's that?
It's an old crazy woman.
That old crazy Jen's like, my eyebrows.
Yes. This is what you're in store for when I'm like 74. I'll be like, I gotta put my eyebrows on. Draw. And it's just gonna be in like a Sharpie.
Somebody give me that crayon. I got eyebrows to draw on my face.
And I'm gonna draw like wavy.
Jen, you ready to go to the comic book store? Let me draw my eyebrows out.
Let me draw my eyebrows out. And you won't be able to, like, I won't be able to draw them straight because I'm old and I can't see. So it'll just like, I'll be like, they'll be like all the way up here and like points. It'll be so great. All the way to my hairline. It'll be so great. But you won't be able to see me either because we'll just both be the same age and neither one of us can see shit.
Oh, I know.
Which is the great thing about being the same age because our eyesight will go at the same time, so we can't tell that the other one looks like garbage.
When we get older, we'll draw each other's eyebrows on. We'll just have to deal with it.
You're going to be like one giant eyebrow because your eyebrows already grow like crazy and I take scissors to them.
I know. I can't wait.
But once I get old, you can't let me do that because I'll just like stab you in the forehead.
Yeah.
She's like, Sean, let me cut your eyebrows. Stab.
Area man hands wife scissors, dies.
Then you know what? You're going to look like one of those wrestlers who like blade the fuck out of his forehead.
Oh man, I get some sweet blading scars.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Triple H forehead.
Yes, except it's just wife can't see forehead.
Oh my gosh, that guy wrestles like, no, his wife trims his eyebrows. You can't see.
Just snort. Did I seriously just snort?
You did snort. I snort. That was a snort-worthy bit we just did. So Cascade for some reason.
Oh no. So yeah, she's talking to Conal, who's also there. She's like, "Do you think the team's coming?" And he's like, "No, I think we're fucked." And then she's like, "Oh wait." And then what's her face shows up.
Well, no. What happens is, I'm just reading down here because she's like my network booby trap, my power. But for some reason, she's looking up in the.
Oh, that's right. She's looking at the clouds and she keeps seeing like her mom or network in the clouds.
I wanted to just be like all of a sudden she just sees that cloud where Bruce Wayne's parents are being murdered.
Oh yeah,
from the Batman vs. Aliens.
Best one.
She's like, ooh, well, I don't like to see that.
She's like, oh man, some child's parents just died.
Network shows up and she's like, all right, ready to be.
She literally comes to the room.
Network walks in and literally says, "Y'all ready to be slaves?" Or she says, "Ready to accept your new lives as slaves?"
Y'all ready to be slaves?
Cascade, as expected, says, "Fuck off." And she's like, "Don't mess with my telepathy." And so she punches Conan O'Brien in the face.
Right.
Because she believes he's an illusion.
Because, we don't find that out right away. So she punches him. Then she grabs a gun from one of
her powers
the heavies.
Work again.
Oh, that's right. Her powers
She cascades into a guy's hand and knocks out his gun.
Yeah, and she's like very sexy, and there's lots of long vagina and lots of skin. So she like grabs the gun and then she shoots Network.
Does she kill her?
Well, here you watch. You think she would, but she kills her, and then she grabs C-3PO with tits.
Oh,
says,
that's right.
Come on, Conal, we're on the way. And she starts cascading, and then Network stops her again. And she's like, oh, how'd you figure it out? So I guess what happened is Network was Conan O'Brien, and the gold C-3PO was the woman she shot. And then Conan O'Brien was the C-3PO. So she saw through basically the illusion that Network had put on all these different people. Basically like a glamour.
Wait, so who's who?
Okay.
So Network... So she shot... who did she shoot?
She shot gold C-3PO.
Okay.
So that's who she shot. The person she punched...
Was Network?
Was actually Network. And gold C-3PO was actually Conan O'Brien.
Oh.
So she put like, all these different people look differently. And she's like, oh, how did you know? And she's like, well, I've been around you long enough that I can like figure out, your glamour bullshit and I know what you're doing. And then she's like, and all of a sudden like Network's like, oh, I need your help. Like, is that what happens here at the end?
At the end, she's like, "Oh yeah, I need you to be a hero." And then,
she's like, "Oh,
that Bonnie Tyler song starts playing."
Yeah, holding on for a hero till the morning light. Yeah. Because I'm assuming this whole thing is just some charade, where this bitch decided to like trick her friend into being a hero to save someone.
Oh, those are the best when somebody tricks somebody into doing something.
It's basically like super
like, but it's like, I need you to do something good. Instead of just asking them, they just say, I'm going to trick you.
Instead of just being like, hey, Cascade, can you go undercover and do this thing? And Cascade would have been like, yeah, that sounds cool. And that would have been your story. Now you have like betrayal and bullshit that's not really betrayal and bullshit. And you're just like, why am I even reading this?
Yeah.
Like, I know it's bullshit. Why am I spending my time on bullshit?
Well, thankfully,
I mean, like, that's
it's
kind of
done.
how I feel about most things, but... so, yeah, that's the end of that stupid book.
That's the end of this story. And yeah, next issue, Meridian Force 10, which just sounds like nonsense to me.
That is nonsense.
That is literally the definition of
Meridian
nonsense.
Force 10?
It's like, what does this even mean?
Sovereign 7, Meridian Force 10. You're like, you literally just said nonsense.
Words.
Yeah.
Also, apparently...
That's like an AI trying to just, like, spit words out and make a sentence.
Okay, so here's the thing I'm trying to understand here, because I'm looking at the... So now we're on the letters page.
Fuck the letters page.
Letters page is called Royal Mail, which, that's garbage.
Oh, because it's sovereign.
Yeah, that's just dumb. But so apparently, I'm reading this, and it just actually makes sense now. Violet Jones and Pansy Smith appear courtesy of the Flash Girls, a.k.a. Emma Bull and Lorraine Garland. All rights reserved. Further information about their CDs, write them at some address in Minnesota. So
CDs? Like singing?
So what I'm trying to understand, so what that means is that these two random characters that we never hear from in the rest of this book that are in the front here. So we got the mother wife and the cat holding woman. Apparently they're like
singers
of like a recording duo of some sort. Known as the Flash Girls. Are they? Is that like the Indigo Girls or something?
I was going to ask exactly.
Are they the Indigo Girls of the universe of the DC universe? Like, what is going on here? That is weird.
Maybe they are the Indigo Girls of the DC universe. I could see Wonder Woman being really into the Indigo Girls.
Oh, maybe she they wanted to bring that in.
I never got into the Indigo Girls.
Also, I'm looking at this letters page. We got like a letter from Italy.
What? No one from Italy read this book. Well, it's because that's the only place they could sell it. They're like, send our bullshit to Italy. Fuck it.
Because it starts off, Dear Chris, first of all, please excuse our English. We're Italian, and we surely will make some errors. We loved X-Men, blah, blah, blah. We are desperately waiting for the Italian edition because we want
X-Men?
to enjoy of Sovereign 7.
Oh, so they haven't read this yet. They're just sending the writer.
I'm gonna read this. Maybe this will give me some things to talk about here.
Okay.
We like especially Crossroads. It's a very cool place. Reminds us a bit of Excalibur's Lighthouse, which Chris wrote Excalibur. And Pansy and Violet. But what does it mean that they appear courtesy of the Flash Girls? Yeah, I'd like to know too. Thank you, Italian friends. We're already 17 fucking issues in. You know, this answer should be questioned, right? Thank you, Chris. We're really missing that blonde and forgot those two reporters who made the big scoop in Dallas several years ago, or did they? So bye, Chris. Well, this is just a bunch of nonsense. I know it's. I think there's some X-Men related stuff in here, but please print our letter and our address. We'd love to have some American pen friends who like comics.
Aww.
So Sovereign 7 plan S7 fans write us a lot of letters.
Aww.
And we get their address. We get Angela and Francesco. There you go. We got their
Angela Savarese, probably,
and Francesco
Perisco.
And so,
that's cute.
And so they're
16 and 20.
So,
oh man, see, this is what.
Well, Angela's our age now.
Yeah.
She feels the same way about this.
Can we write her a letter?
We should.
Write her a letter.
We should write her a letter.
You think she's like her mom still lives there or whatever?
Oh, you should
That's
be
really cute though.
See,
and like, this is what the internet is for.
And then, P.S. Why did the Sovereigns come from a boom tube? And then the
Do they?
Editors write, the boom tube was provided by Big Barter at the end of Sovereign 7 Annual 1.
There's a fucking annual for this.
Well, because you know what it is? You can get
suck my dick, dude.
No, here's the thing. You can get an annual.
Can I get an annual? Because it'd just be Gen Annual #1.
Yeah, if you had a series in DC and you just happened to be around when they were doing annuals, they'll give you an annual.
Somebody give me an
annual.
annual.
If they think you deserve an annual. Not everyone got an annual.
Well, that's what I mean. This book doesn't deserve an annual. Fuck this.
So let's wrap this up.
Whatever.
I don't think either of us would
do fuck this book. This is dumb. I don't even understand why it exists. It's a nothing team. None of these characters are very interesting.
I don't even know if they're around ever again.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
Like in my travels. So, no, I would not read the next issue of this book. I regret buying it.
You can find me on Twitter at Angry Hero Sean, SHAWN. That's Angry Hero Sean on Twitter and Instagram. And, of course, I Could Talk Kayfabe. And
that's a show.
That's another podcast I do with Joe Todaro about wrestling magazines. It's having trouble keeping its frequency, but we will do better. It's been busy. We've been busy.
Yeah.
So, and
Shit's busy right now.
It is
like,
busy.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah. We've been really busy, both of us.
I know, it's crazy.
And also, if you are listening to this and you are in Los Angeles and you are able to come on out on October 5th, which is next week. God damn it! So that just
I can't
popped
believe
up
it's
on
next
I
week.
know, it freaks me out.
It's really upsetting, actually.
Please join us at the Hollywood Improv. I put together a night of podcasting at the Hollywood Improv for the Los Angeles Podcast Festival preview night, and we have 4 shows. 7:30 in the lab. Well, actually, let's do the main room first. Main room at 8 o'clock is Rob Has a Podcast. At 10:15, it's Who Weekly, and then in the lab you have 7:30 you have Time Suck with Dan Cummins, and 9:30 you have The Raven Effect with ECW wrestler Raven. Those are all going to be shows, and you could get your tickets at hollywood.improv.com.
And you can find me on places on the internet. I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram, jenstansfield.tumblr.com, and jenstansfield.wordpress.com. Find us on Facebook, Worst Collection Ever. Email the show, worstcollectionever@gmail.com. We'd like to hear from you.
And also, please rate and review our show on Apple Podcasts. Please give us 5 stars if you think we deserve it. And that would be really cool if you did. So thanks for listening, folks, and we'll talk to you again next time.
Bye!